Okay, let's go into the recap from Friday, December 28th. Um, it was kind of a range day. I expected, despite continue in the market in general, to continue higher. And in the past days, we've seen like a correction down in the morning, or like sideway action out of the open, and then a break up into the afternoon. So I kind of that was kind of my bias. So I had a long bias for the day, and so my first trade was Apple. I had it on watch um, with a breakout above 157.50. My levels were 155 below for support. There was uh, some pre-market support and resistance here. Um, well, that's okay. It doesn't show the pre-market anymore. And then above, I had 158 with the EMA and 159. So just for orientation, where we reacted in the past days. Um, so I took the trade out of the open here, and as you can see, it sold off. So I didn't get out because somehow forgot to plug in my computer, and my battery ran out. So my computer shut down like immediately after the open. So where's the video? 1 second. I can actually show how that looked like on Friday out of the open. So immediately after I got long here, and I wasn't even able to take off the trade here when it crossed back below VWAP because, well, I wanted to give it some time, and then it shut down. So it took it took about 10 minutes to get my computer back running, and I have no clue why. I plugged it in, and it didn't recognize the charger, so I had to reboot and restart. And um, by the time I got back online, I think we hit 156 already. So I was down. It was just a quarter position, so 40 shares for now. But then I at 155 level. No, I didn't even wait for 155. I just added back to get my average down after this $2 move. Um, Here, I think this was kind of a more like a panic entry, and below 155, I thought, I saw it get down, and when it came back up, I thought we would retest VWAP, and I might get a chance to get out. And at this moment, it was just trade management and getting out break even. That was my goal for there, or like decrease my loss. Here it looked better, and I just added again, and then I had one 3/4 position with 120 shares. My average now was uh, around here. Exactly to be precise, it was here about 156.30 ish. So at that when I mm, like in hindsight, this is actually kind of a good practice, to be honest. Like out of the open, take 5 shares, go long or go short, depending on your bias for the day, and then just try to get out of the position if it runs against you. But you're not allowed to, like if you take 5 shares here and you take 500 shares here, easy. But you're not allowed to add more to to this position than like 5 shares, and you limit yourself to 4 or 5 times, and then you can see how it goes. And your goal is to get out break even, and you kind of can practice trade management. Um, well, anyway, maybe I should. So at that point, I took a quarter. I took a third. No, I took a quarter out here, so I covered 30 shares here with a loss of $10. I took 60 shares at breakout even, and just let 30 shares run just to see if we break out, as my bias was still long and we broke VWAP. And I just gave it a time, and I mean 30 shares is below my quarter position, and I was happy and willing to add and back buy down at 155, as this was my support, and which I did later here. Here we chopped around. I didn't like the action, and when we came back down and it formed this decision candle, made a lower high here. I thought, okay, maybe it drops, and I just didn't want to risk it and took it off break even. I took a $10 loss, and it's totally fine. Later, when we got like to 155, we broke 155, and we made a short move back above 155, and it took a long. It didn't stick. We tested 154.50. My next support was at 150, so it was really bad for next ad, and I just gave it some time. I So it kind of played out. Mm, Eventually, I didn't add here when we formed a lower high here, not even at a breakout. Usually don't like taking these breakout trades, because like there's always a correction, and it's Apple. You usually you don't just test here. Like many people would probably go long here. Once it breaks 155.50, you see this green candle, and on the high, this time it didn't break, so there's no entry here. But that's it's Apple. It's usually fake out, and it makes a move down, stops you out, and it's just a mess. I usually like like a test of my pivots for an entry, but I traded so terrible on Friday. After this move, I was off my game, and I just let it run, and took partials on the way up. Um, Here I took the trade off just to call it a day. It was okay. Um, I had a pretty good trade on Tesla though. Um, um, so Tesla sold off. I was long. We Tesla traded up. Um, on Friday. Um, Excuse my charts. They're usually full of pivots, and it's kind of a mess. I add these um, before the market just to get an orientation, and see where resistance and support areas are. So we had 318.50 had for the where the SMA 100. I had 321.50 and 325 just for orientation. This area that was a former gap fill or open. I can't even remember, but I knew it might be a significant area, and we had to have the EMA 9 on the daily here. So this 325 to 327 area seemed important. I had it down, marked down, and as you can see, it's here. We actually respected the 327 in pre-market once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So this was kind of my goal. So when we came down to the SMA 100, I didn't trust it. I didn't know what Tesla would do, if it would break and sell off. So I didn't place an order here, but we kind of, I think it was right to the cent where it was tested. So I watched it. It made a small move, and then I placed an order on. I tried to get filled on the bid here, but I wasn't filled at all. Then I took the offer, and I was filled 4 shares. Like 4 shares out of 25. I mean, even 25 shares wouldn't be a big position, but it was a good starter, and it was just a quarter, and I was willing to add to it. But 4 shares, I was so pissed, and I just let it run, and when we got to 326, I knew this would be. I watched the tape there then, and when it had trouble and came back below 326, it spiked up to, I think it was 20 cents, 25 cents above 326, and it just stalled, and I just took the trade off, and I actually caught the high here, and I didn't add back down. I didn't trade it more. Later in the day, well, like when I was kind of finishing the day, and we were like testing 326 when it was like $7 from the VWAP. Um, it looked like we would like you make a move down, so I took a short. It rejected about 332, and this looked like a decision candle, a small one, and I just took a stab at it. I thought, like I had this 334ish, 35 area for support, but I didn't expect it to go much further, as we are like $10 away from VWAP then, and there would be some sort of move. Um, well, my first target was 331. It didn't. It kind of just got back here for the support area, and I took the trade off because I was a friend called and asked me over for dinner and to cook and have dinner. So I just took the trade off break even and watched it while I was getting dressed. And like Apple, it's usually making fake out. You stop out, it makes a small move back. Like retests, makes a double top, and then sells off. And it would be a decent. I can't even recall how much it sold off from the 332, so not much. I mean, it went higher, and it actually respected this 330, 650 EMA 20 on Friday. Anyhow, that was that. My last trade, or the other trade I took, was in Facebook. Um, I traded a VWAP bounce here, or tried to. Um, Facebook sold off out of the open, retested 135.50ish. Let's see what were my levels on Facebook. Okay, I had levels down this 134.50 to 135 area. We had the EMA 9. I had 131 for support, and Facebook just ranged the whole day, so it was no point of trading it much. I was like, my bias was long, and I thought Facebook would make a move. So here, what I did, we had the previous day close. It was at the support of 134.50 that I marked here already, and I had marked in pre-market and from the days from the prior days. I just gave it a stab with a quarter position for long. We thought through, broke out. I tried to take off half the trade here, getting higher, and I just filled five shares out of this quarter positions of 50, and I didn't take it off here. I thought we might, like make a higher low here, retest VWAP again, and then make a move up. It didn't happen. I just stuck with it. I knew we had support down here, and yeah, I should have just taken off the trade here, and so I didn't. But I saw support down here, and then I watched the tape around this 33 area, and actually I put in a bid for and got filled on the low. I was very lucky, and I think my average was around 133.40ish, maybe. I had a really good average. No, that can't be. Maybe it was here, around here, and probably I took off half the trade here to reduce the size and add back on a retest down here, but it didn't happen. I took off more, another half around 134ish at the VWAP. It retested. It didn't add back. It didn't trust the market. It looked like it was just chopping, and the volume was for the whole day was very low in compared to prior days that I didn't trade, but just watched occasionally. But so yeah, eventually I just took the rest off break even here, and exactly, we broke out here, and then we suddenly broke, and we broke fast. So I just put in a stop order at break even, and I got filled. So it was, I think Facebook was just a break even trade. Well, that was Friday. Not my best day, but yeah, okay. I got in, got out with the day was green. I had traded three stocks, all were green after all. Small profit, but yeah, happy about that. Thank you.